This episode was recorded at Lavar, 9 Walter Street, Rosebank, Johannesburg.
That's how
you met Lewis back when?
back when he and Iggy did Mafitlile Ngoma, the album.
Was it just normal to you, or this is Lewis, or?
I didn't know who he was. It was just the guy who gave me a CD.
Oh my word!
Right.
That's crazy.
And
I'll lose my mind.
my biggest DJ was Shedo Twala.
Oh yeah.
Bob Mabena, right? So having grown up in Midrand, I'd always go past Bob Mabena's house. Go Midrand. When I went to Midrand High School, met Bob Mabena then, and I knew who he was, you know. And from there on, my love for music just catapulted. And when Culprit got with Mafitlile, and that's when it opened bigger doors, because he's really good at doing music. I'm really good at doing other things, like having to find the people to play it and other things.
I've never received what I'm giving. So, ho imokai or sharp imokai or good or bad, how do you measure that?
Feedback, the kids. I've had to learn that. I've broken my back thinking I'm not doing enough. And when your kids tell you you're the best dad, and you look around and you look for the guy she's talking to, you know, that right there is where the measure is.
Lemonka weapon. What?
Floyd, did you uncheck?
All good, my brother.
Yes.
I'm nice.
Yeah,
nice.
man. I know how new I know, but yeah.
It's a lovely setup. It's crazy. The name of the wine is my daughter's name.
Is
Amara.
it?
Yeah. My second daughter's name is Amara.
What does it mean?
It means the favored one.
Great.
Yeah.
Kisikai.
My sister derived it from one of the African countries that I actually don't remember it now.
Okay.
Yeah, my aunt, in my family, my aunt names all the kids. The kid's aunt names all the kids. So all my children named by their aunt.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
My kids' names is Umpemeti, Untlameti, Untiameti. And I had nothing to do with those names. Nothing. Freud decided if it was up to me, somewhere.
Somewhere there.
But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So the first day we met,
Yeah.
I think we met go YBA Wednesdays, go Cockland Park.
Yeah.
You tell the story better than me.
All right, cool. So, so Rifitlara, I had a new artist called Kebs, and we're there to perform. And you were behind the decks, obviously being the DJ.
Yeah.
And I asked for Emina, do you mind if I play for my artist? And you're like, hey, Kispansak, I'm doing my work here. And Jeba announced Kebs. I refused to give you the CD. We never pressed play. Kebs gets on stage, no music. Eventually, I'm okay, do whatever you want.
First time after 6 months of this show, this is happening.
So when the joint went on, and the guy started catching on to the hook, because it was a very simple hook, right? And right when we finished, you didn't want me to play, but I'm keeping the CD. Because that jam was nice, and that's how we just, from there on, we started speaking about the artist and what I'm going to do, what my plan was. And we started being boys from there.
And being boys is something else, because you helped me move from Joburg to Zigrast, and I was not even part of the moving. And that's how great you've been to me, you know. I really love to give Majitaji flowers, Sabone, because sometimes people think we get where we get on our own, and no, we don't. There's people that are holding us down, and you've been holding me down for since that day to date to now. When I came back from the radio station, so backstory, I went to Zirast to start a radio station, be a station manager. Obviously, kaki apara di hempe, marukwe, di sutu, and I was there for 6 years. By the time I came back to Johannesburg, I don't have sneakers anymore. I call Scoop. I'm like, yo, Scoop, I call like 3 guys. And I don't know why I thought Floyd. And I called you. Yo, man, can I get a girl as I take you? This is what you do. This is how you buy them. So I think I mainly define. Till today, I don't know sneakers like that. Basically, you are my sneaker link. In fact, you gave me 3 pairs of sneakers for free on that day. And yeah, you guys should check my sneaker collection thanks to this guy.
It's
Yeah, man. And I think the reason you are here, I feel like you played a pivotal role in the game, and you are not from the Northwest, obviously. Tell us where you're from, how you got here, Mojozi, or what your background is.
Oh, okay. So I'm actually born here.
Okay.
I'm born in Soweto. My dad is Zulu, my mom is Shangan. Moved around quite a bit, and Alex Soweto Giadi. You know, if you ask me, where do I identify with first? Global Giani, right? But I'm Soweto born, raised, then moved to Alex, then moved to Giani, then moved back to Joburg, right? And it's been that the moving around is what taught me how to interact and be able to spot, for a better lack of better with real niggas, right? So when you and I met and we went through what we went through, you say I helped you a lot, but you've helped me a lot. You know, I've always loved music, always loved music. And when I got to Guyana, when I went back to Guyana after I left Joburg under a cloud of being expelled out of a multiracial school, then I had to go back to Guyana.
What did you do?
I was the words the headmaster used to use is I was too dumb to understand that as a black child I should be scared of white people.
Oh my word.
Yeah. So I went to Midrand High, worst school Midrand. There was like about 8 blacks at the time. And it never clicked to me that I'm supposed to bow down to my white counterparts, you know. And I was constantly in the headmaster's office because I'm in fights. There was simply, if you're a junior, the senior can send you to do whatever you wanted. I'm my old man. It didn't make sense. My grandfather didn't raise me that way, you know. And so they expelled me and they sent me back to Guyana on the back of other things I would do outside of school, right? So my uncle decided, so I went back to Guyana, and when I went back to Guyana, that's when I decided, let me tap into...
The uncle that I know.
Not that uncle. No, that uncle is coming in this very... When I got to Guyana, that's when I hooked up with that uncle.
Okay.
Right? So when I went back to Guyana, my mom was in a relationship with a guy who ran distribution at CCP. And I was in music, loved my music, right? If I wasn't getting up to mischief, I was loved my music. And through that relationship, I would get CDs, and this is when kwaito was taking off, right? And I completely fell in love with kwaito, completely. My first love is kwaito.
No, but I got the CD because I know how much that feels when mom is dating.
So I really didn't interact with Mjita. Mom actually just told him what I like, and the guy would actually just leave a package for me whenever. I never saw this guy. For a whole year when they were dating, I've never seen him for a whole entire year. But he'd leave me packages.
Wow.
And from there, I went on to just start my DJ career, right? And at that school called Guyana, I became the school's DJ. And from there on, that's when I...
Wait, how to go Guyana Street or around town?
No, Guyana, the town, Guyana, not the villages around.
Okay, go town.
Go Lokshin, go Guyana,
Okay.
the town, yeah. So I was there, I went to a school there called Kanyisa. It was supposedly a multiracial school as well. And I'm saying supposedly because there were more black kids than there was white kids. And from
just like Mabato High.
Yeah. So from there on, I literally started my DJ career there, and I became the school's DJ, and it just took off from there. But through my relationship with Bra Ali, I met different artists, different players in the game, and I started understanding the music business. And fast forward, while I'm there, I met the uncle that you know.
Culprit. Yes.
Right? And I found out we're family. My mom actually explains the relation. Found out family is my uncle. He's in music, I'm in music. We start exchanging CDs and fast forward, he leaves high school before me, obviously. And he's in Joburg, and then he hooks up with Bafitlile, right? Now, when Carl hooked up with Bafitlile, I was into local hip-hop, but my first local hip-hop album was a group from Lesotho called Karamo.
Karamo was from Lesotho?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And
my mom went to...
By the way, I saw, hey, never read comments on YouTube. I saw a comment, somebody saying, hey, Lemonka was so ignorant on the Tasso episode. And I'm like, ignorant? I don't know. Like, how can I know what Karamo is from Lesotho?
So my mom brought back that tape for me from Lesotho, right? And that was my first love with local hip-hop. And I just started running around trying to find everybody I can, right? Fast forward, Glenn Lewis, Bafitlile came out with Ngoma. I got that CD from Glenn Lewis. That's how
you met Glenn Lewis back when?
Back when he and Iggy did Bafitlile Ngoma, the album.
Was it just normal to you, or this is Glenn Lewis, or?
I didn't know who he was. He was just the guy who gave me a CD.
Oh my word!
Right.
That's crazy.
And
I'll lose my mind.
No. At the time, my favorite and my biggest DJ was Shadow Twala.
Oh yeah.
Bob Mabena, right? So having grown up in Midrand, I'd always go past Bob Mabena's house. Go Midrand. When I went to Midrand High School, met Bob Mabena then, and I knew who he was. And from there on, my love for music just catapulted. And when Culprit got with Bafitlile, and that's when it opened bigger doors, because he's really good at doing music. I'm really good at doing other things, like having to find the people to play it and other things. And that's how my love for music just became, and I just got stuck in the entertainment business. But I've never liked the front. I've always liked being in the background.
Why is that?
I understood the business side of it before I understood the entertainment side of it. Right. So the entertainment side of it was fun, but I realized early the money is actually in the background. Right? Because I'm a kid running around and I have aspirations. I've discovered Snoop Dogg. I'm seeing all these funny things. I'm thinking to myself, I'd also like a nice car. I'd also like this and this. And then I find out that artists are famous, but they're not rich. And through Bra Ali, I learned about the Bee Gees and what cataloging is and how Michael Jackson got his money. I was 14, 15. And that's when I was like, no, you can be an artist.
You've been a smart guy, actually. At 15, you know what a catalog is.
Yeah, I was unfortunately, my mother was very big on education. And her view of education is not books. Everywhere, everything, everywhere where you are, everybody, they're teaching you something. So you just need to switch on. Every single time you speak to somebody, anything, wherever you are in your surroundings, you're learning something, so you switched on. That has been my education. Yeah.
Good leads. How did you meet Cats?
So, Culprit is my uncle. We both love music. He knows I like hip-hop, he likes hip-hop. We go back and forth, teaching each other hip-hop. And he discovered an artist called Mchangani. He was called Villain before he became Mchangani. When he discovered Villain, he decided he's going to have a Tsonga rapper. And at the time, I was also rapping in Tsonga.
You rap too?
Yeah, I dabbled. I dabbled. Not going to happen. So when Culprit did Villain, he then called me and said, listen, we're calling Limpopo. We did all of this in Limpopo. We need to break into Jozi. You're in Jozi. You know the guys. Here's an album. Plug us. And that Villain project drained us. That Villain project was one of the reasons why I decided I'm not going to put money in the music. Because then when we had an advanced CD with the embedded video in it, we were ahead of our time, but we didn't have the market. We didn't understand that supply and demand. Nobody was demanding a Tsonga rapper, right? So we tried to get mainstream, never worked out. the kid jumped ship, got signed to Ghetto Rough, and we had to find the next best big thing.
Wait. He jumped ship, we are going to get rough, and there's no conversation between you and Lance.
Zero conversation between us and Lance.
Wait. Then what happens to that album? The one that you guys
Oh, I
produced?
got boxes and boxes right now.
Wait, it was pressed.
Yeah. It was we put money, our own money pressed it. I think I have over 30 copies in my house, somewhere in the garage in boxes. Yeah. And we learned that lesson there. Then fast forward, we still have the music. Fortune and Culprit, Fortune Maswangani, DJ Cappuccino.
Yeah. No, for
They
sure.
were partners with Virgin Child record label. But when Virgin Atlantic and Richard Branson came into country, the brand Virgin had to die. So when the kid jumped to Ghetto Rough, there was no Virgin Child because we're being sued by Richard Branson and we had to kill the brand, right?
Wait. You got a case.
No, we caught a case with Sir Richard Branson because of their Virgin in front of Virgin Child Productions.
The word version.
The word Virgin.
I was gonna come to this point later on, but now as a law student are you a lawyer now or a student?
I'm a law student.
As a law student now, do you think you could have won this case?
Yes, we could have win the case in what sense?
In a sense that, Emona, first of all, you are not a registered entity of South Africa. Sabobedi is one word out of the two. It's not, I'm not saying Virgin Mobile and then we add another word. No? Or how does copyright work and click?
So as a more learned person right now, I'd say would have gotten better compensation. Would have never won the case, but would have gotten better compensation. Would have been nice.
He could have paid you guys.
We could have been nice. We could have gotten better compensation.
Explain further.
You've explained that it was not a registered entity in South Africa.
Yes.
But there's a Virgin Atlantic, which was a music label.
Okay.
Right? We were a music label. And that's where it got tricky. And what was the biggest issue for us was there was not just him, there was also the government saying this guy wants to invest you guys, he doesn't like this issue with
Gavi.
So yeah.
No, you could have lost money. You can't win against Gavi. Can you?
You can get better compensation.
Okay.
Yes. Win is it's hence I said, what do you mean by win? You want to publicly go to court and say you won, it's a different conversation. But if you get settled, that's a different win. Yeah.
Okay.
So, Kat,
yes.
there's a guy called Univan called Complexion. He was running the local
I've
station.
heard that name somewhere.
Yeah.
He's a DJ he was a DJ
Capricorn. Yes. Before he went to Capricorn, we knew Complexion from Univan. Yeah. He's the guy who called Carl and said, yo, there's this kid here from Mamelodi. He's nice. That's how we found kids. Carl jumped in what he called the black hatchback, Toyota Tez. Black hatchback.
I know the stories.
Then he went through, met cats, spoke to cats, dropped them a few beats. He wrote something, sent it back, and then the rest was history. Came in, recorded, stayed with Carl for a while, recorded, album done. I get the call when the album is done to say, yo, so we need to promote this album. There you go. That's how I met Cats.
How did he get to why?
How did he get to why? Ooh, yeah, so, all right, so we're struggling to get YFM, any radio station to plug us, right? Being the guys from Limpopo coming in. We're not from the northwest. We do Motswako.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
No,
it sounds like northwest. No, come on, come all.
No. Go. The Motswako movement was ring fenced to guys Boko northwest. You struggled to get in if you're not from the northwest. It was easier for guys from the northwest to blow up and come out. It almost felt like a movement that didn't allow or embrace outsiders. right? And this was our feeling at the time. And remember, we had Prof because of the relationship, the culprit, because he did that second album, right? Cassiology. And even with our relationship with Prof, we still couldn't break in, right? And then when I was given the task to make sure we get played on radio station, moving around, we'd go to clubs and stuff, and I realized that, no, man, the people that are in these clubs are the same people that are in campus. They're the same people that are going to university. They're the same crowd. They're not any different. And the main radio stations didn't want to play us. So what did I do? I went to campus radio stations and said, gents, it was much easier. There was no need to pay anybody much. I just played music on the basis of, and their biggest thing was being the ones who have it first, right? So I went around Tefluop, different radio stations, but where it blew up was Voice of Vids, right? There were two guys there. They ran a hip hop show, and damn, I forgot their names. They used to call themselves a gang. I'll remember their names as we go, right? And the guys played the first single, Let Go, and then they played the second single, Dlala, and then they played the whole album the whole day.
What?
They played the album throughout the show, and everybody else who came after the show played 2-3 songs. Throughout the day, they played the entire album, different joints throughout the album. Next thing, I get a call from Natty Nice, right?
You got called by a compiler?
Yeah.
That has never happened.
Yeah. I got called by Natty Nice looking for the joint, right? So I called the guys at Verbs and I asked them, gents, who do I give this to? And the guy said, give it to AK. And why? I said, AK must play it first. Mkak. So I gave the song to AK. AK played it. Rude Boy and Thomas wanted it. And then it just catapulted from there. And it just took off. And then next thing I hear, Metro is calling me to say, hey, we want to jam. I'm like, God, I don't have it because I promised the guys at Y that they can write it for a month before I give it to anyone else. Right? I'm like, I don't have it. And shortly after that, the worst thing happened.
Which is?
JR dropped Khatalin.
and he's not from the Northwest.
But he had guys from the Northwest.
He had told you on the track.
He had told you on the track.
Ish.
And when that gem dropped,
It was a rap.
it was a rap.
Ish. Anyway, you mentioned something like you'll never spend money on music.
Yeah.
Elaborate further. Like,
Hey, finding artists is a thrilling feeling, but it's an expensive feeling. It's an expensive journey for you to go on. Guys don't understand that to create a commercially viable artist in SA, you average about 3 to 4 years to create, to make sure that the artist becomes commercially viable. It's about 3 to 4 years. And their lifespan is about 2 to 3 albums, right? And it's the maths that no one does, right? Record labels do it. I mean, right now, if I ask you who's your favorite artist locally, you give me a name, I ask you what's your third album, you don't know.
I don't even remember this conversation.
Right, so when I say I wouldn't put money in the music, is the time it takes to develop an artist is money out of your pocket as a record label owner or as whatever it is that you're doing. The investment, the risk, I don't think the industry really understands it, right? And because of that, you sit at a point where, I mean, when I was running Cats, I had one daughter, and there was a month where I had to make a decision between buying him clothes to go perform and pay my child's school fees. And it's, at the time, I made the first one, I bought him clothes to put the artist on, because in my view, he was going to generate the revenue too. But guys were trying to pay us kadi biyali banyana. I mean, promoters were not putting money in our hands. You know, it's. Then I realized it's not financially viable.
You're not joking.
I'm not joking. You go, you perform, and the guys tell you, hey, cho, akina zaka, marabona banabad. Batlo vailwen. You know, kids the beer on the house. I don't have money, klabona sesekele shop. You know, reminds me of Jabba's line. Sponsors.
Yeah.
Sponsor, I don't know how to pay.
For this concert.
Story's been the story of my life. When we were running and bringing artists up, guys just didn't pay. You were not a big enough name. So I got to promote, but it's costing me money. And I made the turn right there, Kakets. I decided I'm going to focus on my IT career. Then this music stuff, I was treated as a hobby. And day it pays, day doesn't, but I'm not going to put money in it. So even today, you struggle to ask me. If you came to me and say, I've got this kid, short thing. Yeah, skeptical.
You know, it's funny how I was watching the not Joe Budden, Fat Joe and Jada Kiss podcast,
yeah.
And Fat Joe was saying the exact same thing.
It's crazy.
Jorge, you'll be nice if he met this guy who is a DJ and a rapper at the same time. He's amazing. But he remembered, Jorge, I might have to go through pushing this guy in the end and or around, you're not doing enough.
You know the thing with our industry, with the SA industry, is our artists are more interested about fame than being financially stable. The fame is the thing we sell the most up front, and it's a career, right? And we don't understand the difference between a job and a career, right? Career longevity in your career, right? Job is a job, you can do anything. And our artists treat their careers like it's a small job. If your lifespan is 3 albums, you need to make enough to last you the rest of your life. It's like being soccer players, right? And if you're not cashing in early and making sure you have other things on the back of that music, you do this, then it's a dip and then you're gone. We don't have artists that last 10, 15 years. We can't point them out. The hottest rapper in SA, pull their name out, then let me ask you where they are now. so this so this industry is built, especially for hip hop, is built on hype, and once the hype dies, you die, and that's a job.
But I think cool is still nice.
You think?
Yeah. I mean,
don't bait me, monks. Don't bait me.
Okay,
Okay, I'll bite.
Okay, let me think harder.
Let's speak on Kuli. I'll bite. And before
Kuli's first album dropped in 2009, 11, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And he's still chart topping today. And he's still getting bookings today.
In an industry filled with rappers, you mentioned one. I'll wait for the other one.
My content producer, Tusamu.
Say the question again.
Who's the hottest rapper who's done this for more than 15 years? Who? KO, yes, thank you, KO.
KO's had 2 careers in one industry. Everybody who's lasted has had 2 careers in one industry. KO was part of a group, then he went solo. 2 careers, one industry. Kuli did the exact same thing.
Damn.
Right? Now, Refilo is doing the exact same thing. Jabba pioneered the ability to last because the hip-hop Pantula is exactly that. He appealed to the kwaito guys and the hip-hop guys, and that's how he had 2 careers in one industry. Everybody who's lasted.
Guys, that's Paulo Floyd. Don't tell him
He has everybody. You can't.
Guys, one guy.
Stoggy. Do me Stoggy.
Yeah. Well, he's from a band.
That was his first career. And then his second career is when he's a solo artist.
Then he changed his name also.
2 careers.
So what are the reason in conversation because that's not fair though.
What about Casper?
This Casper. Yeah, Casper's had 2 careers.
Which one and which one?
Oh, we're gonna go there.
Let's go there.
Okay.
He's I said the
What did Casper do with somebody? He wrote the whole piano thing. That was his other career.
Pause.
piano guy.
Can you remember my Kimo? Because my content producer is now part of the thing. Kito how you are good commenting.
Why would you consider that a career?
Why would I?
Yeah, you kidding?
Because you know, when I'm gonna say something that he
Wait. Let's simulate. Marosa bosa pozo etla budu akiri man. Unore.
Why would you consider Casper having 2 careers?
because traditionally rappers are rappers. They don't dabble into piano. Casper became a piano guy with somebody and ran with it, and then still remained a rapper at the same time. And those were 2 different careers.
So are you saying for being to be a rapper you must be a rapper?
I'm saying traditionally, and what the guys have been able to pivot, they were able to have 2 careers.
Nah, man.
Give me a rapper's rapper that has lasted.
AKA.
Who?
AKA.
Keenan.
Yes.
Okay. What samples were you using? What was no, guys. I'm happy to have this conversation.
Okay.
I'm more than happy to have this conversation, right? What Keenan did really well is one Keenan album lasted 2 to 3 years. How many albums did Keenan have when he passed?
2 or 3.
What did I say the lifespan of a commercial viable artist in South Africa is?
3 albums.
Thank you.
How
It's
many?
the business side of music, monks. It's the business side of it. Numbers don't lie.
Let me ask a question.
Yes, sir.
So, I'm going back to the Casper thing.
Okay.
You said he dabbled within amapiano, but on an individual level, that's not his music. Like, when he released an album, it wasn't released as an amapiano album, right? So he released hip-hop albums. Is that not to say that that's the direction of the artist, to say, no, this artist is still a hip-hop artist at the end of the day, regardless of him playing in amapiano?
I appreciate the question because you're making my point for me.
Okay.
2 different careers. He's a rapper, but he's playing in piano. That's his other career, which is the pianos, where he collects his money there. But what does he do? He's a rapper's rapper, he raps. 2 different careers in one industry. That's the genius I feel.
So are you saying Hore hip hop is dead?
It would be a miss for me to say hip hop is dead. I'm addressing an industry challenge that we have. Whether you're a singer, whether
even singers or anybody else goes through this.
3 albums. Give me your favorite.
Look how song, look.
It's 3 albums.
Guys,
DJs
challenge
DJs have a different. DJs have a
mic.
DJs have a different life.
Music?
I'm listening.
Yeah. Lady Smith, Black Mambazo.
Lady Smith?
Black Mambazo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many albums?
Lots of albums.
Same genre.
Same?
Genre.
Yeah. Same thing with gospel.
Meaning one industry.
100%
So
agreed.
they've lasted more than 3 albums.
100% agreed. I never said no one. I said generally.
Okay.
You have an exception conversation, and I'm happy to have it. No, guys.
Okay,
guys,
sharp.
Hold on. If you want to have an exception conversation, we can have an exception conversation. There's a few exceptions, right?
Okay.
But the general lifespan is 3 albums.
Okay. Vusinova.
Sorry?
No, Donald.
Okay.
Donald, R&B artist.
Yes.
Yeah, how many?
Where is he now? What is he doing?
He's releasing music.
Who's buying it? See, don't make the mistake of being a fan and having a career. Guys, this is what I'm trying to say. And this is my point. To say our South African industry is more about fame than about the career. Right? For you to have a career, you make a living off it. What are you doing it for? If you're not making a living out of it and you're spending money to get it done, Donald, what are you making? What are you doing? All of us here, as we are here, we're here to make an earning. Anybody releasing music that no one buys, What are you doing? And I said, my words were very specific, commercially viable artists. Controversial, I know. But I'm more than happy. There are exceptions. We'd be wrong if we said it's the general. There are exceptions. I mean, Dr. Rebecca Malope, killing it even today.
More than 10 albums.
Killing it more even today, right? Dr. Thomas Chauke, 36, 37, Shinyori and the sisters, right? But this goes back to that conversation we once had to say, for you to make a killing, you don't actually need mainstream radio. You need one radio station. Nobody plays Thomas Chauke at YFM. Oh, Metro. It gets played. Kumgana Lonen.
The man went gold in one day. And Risa denied him a plug.
I don't want to get into it, but that's my controversial. That's my understanding and my view. And this is what I've studied throughout the music. And this is why I turn around and say to you, monks, when you ask me to say, you say you wouldn't put money in music, these are my reasons why. But I can tell you this, from 2003 till today, I'm eating off IT because I have a career in IT. Music has come and gone. I mean, we've been together, we've done Motswako tape, we've done this. You get involved in projects because you love the music. But don't tell me I'm going to have a career off it. Very few of us get it right.
If your daughter comes to you and say, yo, daddy, in fact, if you can a voice.
It's controversial. So my eldest went to Pro Arte, which is a school of speciality. And she was a singer. Still loves it. She wants to do music. Would I let her do it? Yes, 100%. I support it with everything I have.
That's being a father.
That's being a father. But is she going to have a career in it? No. And me and her have had this conversation where I've made it clear and I've explained to her that, listen, baby, there's this other side of music that becomes a career. And there's a side of it where you become an entertainer. And there's a side of it where you become a singer. This is where the money is. This is where the fame is. Here's where you pick and choose.
And I guess when you're at the back end, you can decide, you can work with multiple artists, and as they come and go, you'll be printing money.
If you get it right, yes.
The previous episodes that you watched.
Yeah. I watched the Tasso episode.
Okay.
Yeah. I've watched the Stone episode.
Okay. Arts and the Stone episode.
Yes.
So in our last reaction, we spoke about getting arrested, and it was very interesting. Last week, I find out how
Yeah.
you need 10 years for cancel system. Whatever that thing is. As somebody who's studying law, I mean, for instance, let's say I'm pissing by the side road, my police admit, take a charge, now I have a criminal record. Doesn't matter the crime, whether you murdered or criminal record, or they are different.
No. It's a criminal record is seen as a criminal record, but the severity to it. A guy who's done murder and a guy who's done drinking, driving, it's different. So depending on how severe the crime is, it gets flagged differently. It's not just a matter of criminal record for everyone. So if guys are doing investigation or an employer wants to employ you, they can ask for details to say, what was in the criminal record? Why did you get booked in? And then they can get it, and then they can make a decision. So it's not one criminal record.
Crime if employer, that was not bad.
It depends who the employer is, right? So if the guy's trying to hire you to drive a truck, theft of motor vehicle is a problem.
Even drinking and driving.
Even drinking and driving is a problem, but public indecency, how much of a problem would it be? The fact that you were maybe naked in public and running away, or you were caught in a car doing ungodly things. So it differs, to be quite honest.
Okay. Hona motho o kile a gatisa menwana agents. Ba ba buella Thabiso.
Yo wa mazaza yo ke mo belaela.
Omilaela.
La tietsa.
Okay, ne. Tlela gona o kile a gatisa menwana. What was your take ka episode of Stone?
It's tricky because I'm gonna be biased. I'm a huge fan, yeah, Bongo Muffin. Huge fan. In fact, I think their second performance? Yeah, the first single Summertime was in Giyani.
Wait, what?
Their second performance, yeah, Bongo Muffin.
As a group?
In SA, was in Giyani. I know that for sure. Summertime.
Now it's been controversial. This is controversy now.
when they did Summertime, I remember I knew it because of my collection and how I was getting stuff.
Oh.
I was getting stuff hot off the press. It was literally...
Yes.
Right. And from day one, love them. Day one, Stone became one of my favorites, right? Because of Karamo, I could easily relate to him breaking down his Tswana. So I loved that episode. What I didn't know about him is how much of a family man he is, and that resonated with me. And I suppose it comes with me being a father myself, and understanding and hearing how he's now calculating moves based on what they can result to for his family. That for me was the biggest takeaway, to say I'm not the only one thinking this music thing is not, you need to make sure, Hore, you provide. And I got that he's one of the few that understands that this thing is a career. Very clear that he understands it as a career, not just as entertainment. And that for me was one of my, call it a bright light moment.
What's your reference of being a father? And the reason I'm asking this is we generally think for whatever we do for our kids,
yeah,
we are on our top tier level of what fatherhood is, right? We are there, we go to sports games, we go to concerts. But I've never received what I'm giving. So ho imokai or sharp imokai or good or bad, how do you measure that?
Feedback, the kids. I've had to learn that. I've broken my back thinking I'm not doing enough. And when your kids tell you you're the best dad, and you look around and you look for the guy she's talking to, it's you. That right there is where the measure is. When your kids tell you that it's okay, I don't need that thing. You've already gotten me 1, 2, 3, or I feel this way about you, and that's where my measure is. Because like you, I can't say in the house I had my dad. I didn't have my dad. I moved around quite a bit and interacted with my aunt's husbands and took, like I said, I've learned from just around, and Culprit, how his dad was dealing with him, I learned a lot there. How he deals with his siblings, I learned a lot there. But my reference and my measure of how am I doing as a dad is feedback from the kids, feedback from their spouse, feedback from my sister, my mom. And when you get that you're doing well, the kids are happy. That's where.
Have you met your dad?
Yeah, no, I knew my dad. We met. We didn't have a son-dad relationship. It was over the phone. Never stayed with him, but would speak. And sadly, he passed when I was 21. And to this day, I wonder how it would have been if he was around. You want to speak to the guy and ask questions, but you do your best. You do what you can.
You mentioned Giyani a lot,
Yeah.
and in fact, I didn't know about Soweto. Like, I just knew Alex, Kian.
Yeah.
How does that shape your life, Joburg?
Okay, so I'm probably gonna say another controversial story, right? So having been moving around a lot, when I got to Giyani, it was the first time I saw a black man drive a Mercedes Benz with no white man behind him. It was the very first time I saw a driver Merc without the whole while at the back. You know, it was the first time I saw black family living in a double-story house without seeing the madam come out and somebody working there. It was my first time opening a tap and hot water come out, and I looked for the guy who was boiling the water. Right.
You guys were living nice back in the day still.
It was crazy. If I hadn't gone, if they had not moved me to Giyani, you and I wouldn't know each other. I probably would have been some guy ko Sun City ba mitsang Scroof. You know, that Giyani.
Wait. Kind of Scroof is your name.
Yeah. Scroof is my street nickname. So Giyani did. Look, how do I say this? In hip hop terms, Giyani got rid of my gangster ambition and gave me my corporate ambition. Yeah.
Even an opportunity to live.
It's crazy because, sorry, if I could just make this point. It's crazy for me because when you are your environment. It's a big thing. When I was in Soweto, what I saw around me was guys driving Corollas and renting a room. My ambition was to have a Corolla and rent a garage. The reason I wanted to rent a garage is because the garage was bigger than the natural room. So I wanted a bigger place. When I got to Alex, there was this whole Robin Hood thing, right? Where Syojonja, suburbs, come back ekasi and we share what we can, right? But when I got to Giyani, the kids, my peers, were getting upset when they got 83 because they were not doing well. 83% was upsetting to the guys I was schooling with in Giyani because they were not doing so well. All these other places, no one cared about school. We cared about the opportunity to get involved in what we thought would make our lives better, which was supposedly a life of crime. But Giyani flipped that for me completely. I mean, when I went to Giyani, I would go taxi. But when they come to bring me back to Jozi, they'll drop me off. They had cars. They had their own cars. My aunt's husband, the first week I observed, and then I asked my aunt how. He's ngamla murata he lets him come home kakolo even over the weekend. Because what I grew up with here is you'd see people drive cars during the week. Weekends might well like kofeming. But this man had his own car, Joe. Monday to Sunday, every day of the week. And that's what Giyani just flipped it for me.
This is insane, man. Yo, Floyd. Anyway, before we close, Tasso episode, how did you see it?
There was a lot of revelations. There's a lot of things that came out of that show that I felt a lot of us slept on. We missed quite a bit. And I got to see Tasso as the very learned businessman that he is. I never saw Tasso that way. I saw him as a very good beat maker, but I never understood that he understood the business side of this entire thing. And for him, it was always business. You know, that for me was a big. It was enlightening for me, and I was particularly very interested in his, for lack of a better word, the effect he had on Refilwe. having had him stand outside and having understanding the hunger and that for me is something that we don't catch, we don't see a lot of times, you know. And he's a genius. Tasso is a not just a musical genius, but he's a genius as a businessman. I have off that episode, if my respect for Tasso was at 5, off that is sitting at 9, with all the supposed flaws and all the other stuff. I loved that episode, and my view of that man is different.
Ladies and gentlemen, Floyd Makhubela. Kibule sharp.
Yeah, Floyd Makhubela.
I always avoid your saying him. I give you sharp.
So use the Ku Yadi beans and Bella.
Yes.
So Makhubela.
Okay. Ladies and gents, Floyd Makhubela.